Okay.
Hey everybody, I think we are live. I think we are live.
Hey guys.
So,
Hopefully everybody can hear me.
yeah, hopefully. I'm sure they'll let us know in 1 second. So I've got the wonderful Kim with me today, and
Hello.
we are obviously going to go over what we know about Suzanne. Obviously, it's been a bit of an insane, to say the least, weekend, hasn't it, Kim?
Yeah,
From Friday.
for sure. Friday was crazy.
Yeah, I've never quite known anything quite as crazy as that, to be honest.
No. It spread so fast.
Yeah,
It's like, everywhere.
it was spreading from channel to channel, and yeah, it none of it was confirmed. I mean, I've got to say, I thought it was extremely irresponsible. I've got to say, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Um,
Yeah.
Obviously, we all speculate, don't we? But
And
there's certain things that are kind of over the line, if you like.
right. You have to be sure before you say something like that.
Mm.
And
Uh,
it went from YouTube, like from channel to channel, like you said, and then it went to Facebook and it was all in the groups and just everywhere. I mean, it was there up until the next morning. People
yeah,
were talking about it.
yeah, and still are today. That it is still kind of, that this rumor is still out there, and
Yeah.
everybody's kind of waiting for law enforcement to say something. But the fact that, to me anyway, the fact that Barry is still a free man, he's not been arrested.
Right.
Surely, like we've not seen any coroner at the site or anything like that. So.
No, and I mean, whatever it is, and whatever law enforcement they have something, I believe, but they obviously don't have enough to make an arrest at this time on whatever they have. So
No, absolutely agree. So, welcome everyone. Hello, it's JD. Hi, Firefly. Hi, Rambling Hick. Half Fast. Haiku. Melinda HF. How's everyone doing? Hope you're all having a great weekend. Yeah, so, yeah, what did you, I mean, we were kind of watching it, almost listening to it together, weren't we, on Friday? Almost open-mouthed, really. I think people don't realise, though, is, the damage that can possibly do to people, certain
yeah,
family members and friends. I mean,
right.
um,
I mean,
you know,
especially she has. I mean, I don't know. She has family out of state. I know that much. I don't know how much family or anything like that. But imagine hearing something like that and not really knowing.
exactly, yeah. I mean, whoever that supposed friend was, um, it was extremely stupid of them to even put those words out there on YouTube, to be perfectly honest.
I agree. That's why. I mean, to me, it's an acquaintance, which from what I heard, she more or less has said that at this point. She's more of an acquaintance than a friend.
Mm, friend of a friend of a friend, or friend from
Yeah,
high
something
school,
like
high
that.
school friends.
Someone
Yeah.
you know of.
In the same way, I mean, I don't know if you've heard, but there was that guy, was it John Schmidt or something? Some guy who used to work with Barry, and
Yes.
he's kind of come out and said, I got in a fight with him, and he looks evil, and
Yeah.
it's just like years ago, he just had a bit of a fight with this guy. I don't know, I
They
just
got into
find
a
it,
fight.
yeah,
Yeah. At a job site or something, I believe.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
find it a little bit of a, I don't
I
know.
mean,
I think,
yeah, I don't think that was really anything that was. I mean, that sounded to me more like a bunch of guys,
mm,
men, whatever, that just
yeah,
got mad about something silly.
yeah, I just find it odd that these people jump on social media and kind of try and insinuate these things, and it's just odd. I'll tell you what, this whole case, I don't think I can remember, maybe apart from obviously the Watts case, there being
Yeah.
just such a kind of online frenzy, really, in all the Facebook
No,
groups.
I mean, yeah,
It's nuts, isn't it?
it is. And even with the Watts case, I mean, maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't come into the Watts case until around Thanksgiving, I believe. But um, there wasn't so much of this speculation going on, I don't believe, before. Well, it happened so fast with the Watts case too, though.
That's
This was
true.
arrested within 2 days, so it was different. But
And of course, we had all the stuff with the mistress as well. We had this almost witch hunt for the
yeah,
mistress. Now, I don't know why people have to do that. It's like there has to be a mistress involved. But people actually went after certain individuals, didn't they, who have since had to come out
yep,
and kind of defend themselves.
yeah.
It's just,
I mean, I heard there was like a couple of people named. I mean, I didn't see anyone's names, but I know that two or three people were named. I think there was one main girl that really got it when they said she was arrested and everything else. But it's crazy because no one knows that other than her and him, and if it's not confirmed, I mean, none of that should be even said. Her name should never been brought up.
it can be quite damaging to someone, can't it? I mean,
Yeah,
you're
her
there,
reputation. Yeah,
yeah, you're there at work one day, and then all of a sudden you got all these people messaging you and trying to phone you, and
yeah.
probably calling her
Like,
all
what's
sorts of
going on?
names. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my
just
gosh.
just just insane. Honestly, I mean, YouTube's bad, but Facebook's even worse to me anyway. In
Mm-hmm.
my experience of what I've seen. Um,
It's almost like people don't think about this like this is real people. It's like it's a movie, and they're just trying to get in on the. I don't know. It's really weird.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. I think people do forget that sometimes. And I heard I heard a sort of certain creator call it exciting. The fact that there's a
Yeah.
search for a body. I just thought that's really not the word to use. Exciting.
Mm-mm.
It's not
No,
exciting. It's not.
it's
Um,
not exciting at all. No.
no, it's just choice of words. But
I mean, I think hopefully, yeah, it was misstated, but I mean, we all just want to see whoever is responsible, for there to be justice, for that person, for Suzanne, whoever has done this, whatever has happened.
yeah, absolutely.
So,
I can understand people wanting to, like you say, people want justice. They want obviously the
yeah,
person who, well, we don't know what happened to Suzanne, even do we yet? But
no,
if there has been any kind of foul play or whatever, people obviously want the people guilty to brought to justice. But
right,
and people want to find out information. But I think people have just got to be careful how far they go with that kind of thing, and
definitely.
you know, have some faith in law enforcement at least.
Yes, exactly. They know what they're doing. I mean, you know, they do what they do for a reason.
Right, that's what they're paid for, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's look at the latest that we've got. So, of course, we know that FBI and CBI and everybody else, Chaffee County Sheriff's Office, have been searching a residential building site, as I understand.
Hmm.
It's on the southeast side of Salida. It's about 12 miles, I think, from their home. And it's a place where Barry was paid to lay some dirt um,
Yeah.
a few weeks ago, is my understanding. Um,
So, did they say was that the last job he did, or they didn't say that? They didn't confirm that.
I'm not sure whether it was the last job. Now, what I've heard, this is unconfirmed, of course, but a neighbour to that site heard concrete work and machine work after dark on or around Mother's Day weekend,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
then either him or somebody else called in to the tip line and obviously let them know that Barry was contracted on this site.
Yes.
So obviously they then kind of, that's given them obviously reason to dig there. Now,
Yeah.
it is worrying to me that they are digging there. And obviously,
Yeah. So definitely.
it's his work site. That's can't avoid that.
Well, they were sifting through the dirt, right? Like how they had, which I had never seen that before until, well, in Gannon's case, they were sifting through the snow.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. So they've taken rubble, and they're basically sifting through it. And I believe they use some kind of special equipment as well to kind of look down through the concrete. I don't quite know what they see or how
yeah, they
they
have
do
like
it.
some kind of sonar equipment or something. I was reading something about that.
Yeah, let me just get some images up, hopefully on screen. So it's on riverfront land. I think it's Arkansas River that's right behind where they're searching. Now that obviously
Yes.
is another concern to me, because obviously if anything nefarious has happened, having a river there is quite convenient, isn't it, to throw evidence away and
Right.
it be washed away. Obviously, that's pure, speculation. Anything has happened there, we don't know that yet, do we?
No.
But the fact that that's there, is a concern. Now, there was one thing that I picked up on. I'm just going to see if I can bring up the correct image. So give me 1 second. But I noticed one of the FBI agents. It was one of the tops that he had on. So let me just see if I can zoom in on this. Got to find the right picture. But he had on a FBI Safe Streets Task Force
Yeah.
t-shirt. Now, oh, damn, where's the image gone? Bear with me, guys. It seems to have disappeared. And it just sort of pricked up my ears a little bit that he had this on, because they deal with stuff like human trafficking. Um,
Yeah.
uh,
I've never seen one of those before.
yeah, like arms and stuff like that. They deal with guns,
Yeah.
extortion, all that kind of stuff. And it just kind of surprised me. I mean, he could be there helping out, of course, but I just find it a little bit
Yeah, it's different. I agree. I've never seen that.
odd that this guy was there. So let me just see if I can bring this up. Doesn't want to seem to come up. Oh, here we go. Just when you think you've got everything prepared. Yeah, there's one of the agents here. I don't know if you can see, but he's got an FBI Safe Streets Task Force t-shirt on. Now, I looked it up. This is
Yes.
from the official FBI Gov website. It says the Violent Gang Safe Streets Task Force is the vehicle through which all of the federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies collaborate and address the violent crime plaguing communities. These task forces pursue violent gangs through sustained, proactive, coordinated investigations to obtain
Mhm.
prosecutions on violations such as racketeering, drug conspiracy, and firearms violations. And also mentions human trafficking in there. So I don't know whether that's got
Yeah.
any relevance to what's going on. He could potentially, of course, he could just be an agent that's helping out,
That's helping out. Yeah. That
fellow
threw me a
agent.
little bit whenever I saw that too. Yeah. I'm not sure if that means anything.
Mm. It could potentially. I mean, all possibilities are open at this point, aren't they? Right?
Yes, exactly.
We have no. Well, we're really not any further than we were when it was kind of first reported. Um,
No, back to square one. It seems like. I mean, I'm sure law enforcement knows more than we do, but for us, we're right back.
well, back to square one, yeah, because of
Yeah.
course we don't know if the bicycle ride happened now, do we? What's your thoughts on that?
I was laughing at Helen. Sorry. Um, Honestly, because no one has confirmed that they saw her, I don't feel like the bike ride really happened. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's just my feeling. I don't think it did.
Yeah, I mean, we don't. They sort of said initially, didn't they, that she went missing on Mother's Day, but
Mm-hmm.
then they kind of said no one heard from her as of the 9th. So
Yeah.
and they were asking for surveillance footage from the 8th.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I'm assuming, she could have went missing from the last time someone spoke to her up until in between that time, when they knew for sure she was missing. Anytime in between there, really.
yeah, and we don't even know who the last person to see Suzanne is, do we? Or when they saw her
No,
either.
no.
We don't know that.
And yeah, I don't know if, I wonder if her daughters were the last person to speak to her. Don't really know that either because they didn't really say exactly. I know they said they couldn't get in touch with her on the 9th, but I'm not sure. Did they say they had spoken to her on the 8th?
I haven't heard that.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
haven't heard
So,
that.
so it's hard to say. But I guess Barry was there. Barry had left to go out of town on the 9th.
hmm
Okay.
Well, actually,
That's
no, I'm
what I
not
thought.
sure when Barry went, actually. I don't know.
I'm not 100% either. I thought, does anybody know? I think it was the 9th, but I'm not positive either.
But that's another piece of kind of conflicting information because, of course, Barry stated that he was out of town doing training for his job as a voluntary
Yeah.
firefighter in Denver.
Right.
But since then, I think it's somebody that works in this. Yes, Fire Chief Robert Bertram, who's with the Chaffee
Uh-huh.
County Fire Department. He stated that there wasn't, or he wasn't aware that there was any training going on that
Right.
weekend.
Yeah. So,
However, I have heard that you can pay for your own training
mm-hmm.
if you want to have it done. So that's a possibility.
Yeah.
The training had to be moved dates because of the COVID-19, and also that what was the last point? It had to be completed by a certain date. So
Mm-hmm.
it's all a bit muddy over his whole
Yeah.
alibi that he was away still.
Exactly. It's hard to know the timeline because of all of that. So the fire chief had said he thought he was at a landscaping job in Denver,
That's right.
right?
That's
And
right.
yeah, so it's kind of hard to know the timeline based on what we don't know. Basically, we don't really know what's fact and what's not at this point.
Mm.
Um,
I,
and if Barry, if he, the only reason to me I thought the training probably didn't happen was because of the COVID. I know how Colorado is basically at the same stage of where I live, Georgia. We started opening up. We were two of the states did start opening up the earliest, but at that time, nothing was open, and even now, they don't want gatherings of more than 10 people. So I just didn't see how that would work. But it still could be possible.
hmm
People
Yeah.
sometimes don't follow the law.
No. And I was thinking about this. It's a very easy alibi to follow up, isn't it? Because I can't imagine that somebody's going to go fire training on their own. It's probably, I don't
Yeah.
know, even if that's legally allowed. So, you would imagine a group of people, and you'd imagine it'd be very easy for law enforcement to reach out to these people that he was with and say, hey, was Barry here, right? Um,
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's very easy to disprove. So I
yeah,
don't really understand if he knew it wasn't the truth, why he would have done that.
exactly. Yeah, if it is a lie, it's a really stupid
Had them.
alibi.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's how I kind of see that whole thing. But yeah, that's sort of still unknown. That's like the bicycle ride. Well, they think they don't. Pretty sure she didn't go for a bicycle ride now, aren't they? But
Yeah.
it's just another thing that we're not sure of, basically.
And what is it about the brakes that I keep reading? They're saying her brakes were locked.
Yeah,
So
I've heard that. I haven't heard that it's been or who it's been confirmed by.
okay,
Apparently, or this is speculation again. They found the
yeah,
bicycle with her brakes and or locked. The brakes were locked, or broken.
okay,
Now, I
yeah,
don't know where that's come from, or how that can be
yeah,
substantiated. I haven't found any solid evidence of that.
okay.
So,
I wasn't sure about
I'm not sure. It's just one of those add it to the list of things that people
that.
aren't sure
Yeah.
about, right? So yeah, so now we've just heard today, according to mainstream media, that this fire chief Robert Bertram stated that the last report he received from Barry is that Barry is having a difficult time. Um, he's very restless, pacing back and forth, constantly looking out the window, hoping that he can see Suzanne. Apparently, also, he's
Mhm.
been going out. He's been driving around trying to remember any suspicious vehicles that he's seen. And that is according to Robert Bertram, who so he's with the fire department. So he's obviously in either in direct contact with Barry
Yeah.
or
That confused me a little bit just because how would he know when to look for suspicious vehicles? You know what I mean? I don't know.
yeah. Hmm, I suppose he's I don't know really. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Maybe he was just thinking back to what he meant was before he left. He was just thinking back if he saw anything weird.
hmm, yeah. So we don't know exactly when he left still, do we? So it's
No.
difficult to say on that one.
And I
Um,
was reading too that Denver was 2.5 hours away from where they lived, right? So, but I guess he had planned to stay overnight, or nobody knows that either.
yeah, I'm not sure.
Nobody
I know
knows.
I know it's about 150 miles from Denver to
Yeah.
Salida. So I honestly don't know what his kind of arrangements were or how long he was going to be staying there for. It's still very much a kind of grey area.
Yeah. Okay.
So what else have we got from today? As I say, like you said, Robert Bertram, the fire chief, thought that he was no training that weekend, that Suzanne went missing, and he thought that Barry had been in Denver for a landscaping job. So I don't know whether that's just cross wires or what's going on
Yeah.
with that.
Right.
Um, Robert confirmed Barry was recruited in 2018 to be a volunteer firefighter. Of course, they moved to Colorado from Alexandria
Mm-hmm.
to Colorado, July 2018. Apparently, Suzanne's a very well liked woman in the area. Apparently, she's one of the friendliest people that he'd ever met. Said she was a
Yeah.
lovely, lovely woman. No, I sort of found out through speaking with certain people that they were apparently high school sweethearts, Suzanne and Barry. They were married in '94.
Mm-hmm.
A
Yeah, I
few,
read that too.
yeah, a few years after they kind of left college and what have you. They're from Alexandria, which is a really small town in Indiana, sort of town where everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
And apparently there has been a police presence at his old property. That's all I know
Oh.
about that, but I don't know exactly. I
Hmm.
don't know what they would be looking for or what they would
That's
be
interesting.
digging around for. I don't think mainstream media have reported it or anything. They haven't said anything or anything like that. But apparently, police
Yeah.
have been around that. I mean, obviously it's sold now, right? There's going to be other
Huh.
people living there, but
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder what they would be looking for. Hmm.
unless I was thinking maybe they're asking locals, maybe they're asking locals questions about
Yeah.
what they know about the couple, right? Or know about their kind of history there, maybe. You know.
That could be because they hadn't been in Colorado very long, right? So I'm sure they knew. They knew way more people in Indiana than they did Colorado.
Mm, that's right. So yeah, so I don't know if we're going to hear anything about that, but has been a police presence there apparently. Now there's also some. Oh, now I don't know what's true here, but there's sort of people are saying one daughter possibly lives at home, one lives with a boyfriend, and one's at college.
Mm-hmm.
I can only presume that obviously they weren't there at that weekend, right? Because
Yeah, right. I
I mean that,
mean, I guess I'm sure you saw the same thing about I did about they were on a camping trip that weekend,
yeah,
which I don't know for sure that's confirmed either. But
no. So we still don't know 100% the kind of living arrangements of the daughters and all that kind of stuff. Uh, don't know. As I say, yeah, still unconfirmed. Um,
yeah, did you see also that obviously what would have been the older daughter that she had decided to go to college in Colorado and that's why they moved there?
yes, I've heard that. I mean, that makes
Okay.
sense, doesn't it? Right?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place. I've got to say, it's an
Yeah, it is.
absolutely beautiful place. So let me just bring up. I'll say this is just some of the pictures of the site where they have been digging. Um, let me just bring up, and they have clearly
So,
taken out a
hey,
block of concrete, which was done soon after they got there, I understand. And
wow.
they've since put a tent over that, and that's where they've kind of based up, and they've been sifting through the dirt, and obviously looking for something, right?
They must have saw something on the tool that they use. I mean, I know they look at something to I think what they really use it for normally is to make sure the dirt's level or
Hmm.
but they must have been able to see something in that area.
Yeah, we don't know exactly what equipment they've used. Someone said there's certain equipment, sonar and stuff, where they could
Yeah.
almost see and hear what's under the ground. Like you said, equipment they can use to see where if the ground's been,
Hmm.
is uneven, or like you say, it's been recently kind of messed with.
Yes.
But we don't know what they're looking for. We just don't know.
No, yeah,
It,
exactly.
it could be anything at this point. Um, why they've decided to hone in on that point, we don't even know.
Mm-mm.
Um,
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, do we know are they still going through that exact same area?
I'm not sure because of
They
course
haven't.
they've been there for 3 days now. I think they started on Friday,
Yeah.
didn't they?
And they didn't really update all day yesterday. And the only thing that I saw was whenever they updated last night and they said no updates basically, but we'll be back there tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean they did kind of say we're going to update when we finish the search.
Yeah.
But like I say, there's been no sign of coroner or anything like that. So which you would expect if they
Yeah.
found a body, right? I mean that's pretty obvious. There's been no sign of that. So and they've said nothing. Like I say, we don't know. We don't know. But
No, we just don't know. We don't know exactly what they're looking for. I mean, don't know.
could be anything. In fact, they're sifting through dirt. Obviously, looking for something that very small. It's a bit like in Gannon's case. They're sifting
Yeah.
through, tiny pieces of dirt. So
They know what they're looking for, but we don't.
yeah, they do. Yeah, someone just mentioned sonar. Yeah, they can sonar through the
Yeah.
concrete. So have they seen something on the sonar? It makes you believe probably have, because why would they bother spending this much time digging that up
Yeah.
if they hadn't seen something?
Yep. And I mean, something, and they went for that little exact spot. They had some reason for doing that. I mean, but which we don't know. I mean, they could have moved to other areas in that same, it's a lot of land there.
That's
They could
very,
be looking elsewhere around there, but
yeah, that's very true. But you'd think after 3 days they would have found something, right? I don't know when they're packing up. I don't know if it was the last day there today or
and maybe they have found something. Maybe they're just looking for something else.
could well be, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Like I say, we just don't know. So I guess we'll just have to wait to hear on what they found. Hopefully, they're going to make some announcement
Yeah.
soon on
I
those.
think they probably will
Yeah,
after the holiday weekend.
of course. Yeah, of course. It's Memorial Weekend there, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so bank holiday. We got bank holiday here as well. So
So
yeah, do you reckon it may be Tuesday then, possibly?
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's just gonna have to wait and see. So what do we know confirmed? So what we knew is confirmed before. Suzanne has not been seen or heard from since Saturday, May the 9th. As I say, they have asked people for surveillance footage going back to the 8th,
Hmm.
8th to the 12th, I believe. They've asked for doorbell cam footage, game footage,
The
um,
12th.
dash cam footage, anything and everything really from local residents.
Is the 12th? I know that I read something in an article that Barry was seen. I don't know if he ever got to go inside the home or not. I don't know. But I know that one of the articles I read said he was leaving. One of his friends was taking him from the home after he had gotten back. So I don't know if he had just gotten back on the 12th.
Yeah, I'm really
I'm
not
not
sure.
sure, but
That would be really useful information to know, wouldn't it?
yeah.
It'd be really useful to know when he left, like I say, when he returned.
And when he got back, which they have his phone, so they law enforcement should know that.
Mm. Yeah, that's another point. They've got his phone and they've
Yeah.
got his vehicle. We don't know what vehicle it is either at the moment, or how many vehicles they've got. I've just heard of one, but
No. And
so yeah, they've
but
got his
they have
vehicle.
Suzanne. Oops, I'm sorry, Chris. They
No,
have
go on.
Suzanne's phone too, don't they?
Yeah, wasn't it left at the home? I
Yeah, that's
think,
what I had heard. So
yeah, I think it was left at the home because that was, one of the sort of questions that people raise. Why would she leave her phone at home if she's going
yeah,
out into the mountains?
right.
I mean, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously she knows the area, but would you take your phone with you?
No, and I mean I had read that the reception is not good there, which makes total sense to me. It's probably not, but I think you would still take your phone because even when you're in a bad reception area, you still go in and out. Like, you might get reception in a certain little spot. So I just don't see a woman leaving. I mean, I just don't see it
No, that,
alone like that.
no. That's a good point you raise about reception. Obviously
Yeah.
raises a point. Maybe she thought there's no point, but like you say, in modern technology these days, obviously most phones have got GPS enabled on them. So,
Hmm.
you would think, well, I'll have it anyway in case anything happens.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. We'll wait and see. So I'm just reading the chat. Someone said a certain YouTuber had a friend that said her phone was one of the items found. Okay, so just a bit more speculation. Really, we don't know
Yeah.
exactly. You know, but it's all kind of a YouTuber said at the moment. It seems to
Right.
precede every kind of piece of evidence.
Not
Uh,
good. um,
no. So yeah, so they
yeah.
returned from a camping trip. The daughters, Suzanne's bicycle was recovered from a bridge close to her home. I don't know exactly where that is, but it's not apparently it's not very far. It's pretty much near the sort of junction where they found this personal item. Apparently, it's about a third of a mile from our home, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so too.
Nobody actually saw her on a bicycle. Now, of course, we know that investigators and CSI have searched the family home. Now, I don't know if that's still ongoing. Everybody now seems to be focused on this construction site.
Yeah.
Do you know if they finished searching the home or not?
I don't think they really said. I think they just said the house is sealed off. So they're not letting anyone in. They're still, but I'm not sure if they're still searching it or going to search it more.
Right, okay. So yeah, they're probably still gathering stuff then I would imagine, or using it as a base
Yeah.
for their
Hey,
kind of crime
Kelly.
scene. It's a beautiful home though. Absolutely beautiful home, beautiful area.
It is gorgeous.
You know, £1.5 million home. Clearly they would do it. They, had quite a bit of money to be able to purchase a property like that.
Yeah.
I believe their old property did sell. I think they had problems selling it, and I think they actually moved before it sold. But I
Mhm.
think they ended up getting
Yeah,
$750,000 for it.
that's what I read.
Yeah, that was the resale price. But yeah, an absolutely beautiful area. Uh,
Yes, it is.
okay, so yeah, we know Barry was away on a training course. According to Barry, he was away on a training course. Now, I've also sort of been reliably informed that he's passed a polygraph test. Now, I don't
Mhm.
know, I mean, what you can read into that. I don't know because obviously they're not 100%. We don't know. It's unconfirmed again, but also they're not 100% proof of innocence, are they?
Right.
Or guilt.
I
So,
mean, I always think Ted Bundy passed polygraphs.
mm,
So you can't really go by. I mean, some people are good liars, I guess. I mean,
mm, yeah.
so
So
I guess that's why it's not admissible.
no, that's right. It's not admissible in court. I know they use it to kind of try and see where investigations need to go and to put pressure on people and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like they did with
Yeah.
Chris Watts, they got this confession out of him by using
Yeah.
the
It worked
polygraph.
perfectly with
Yeah,
Chris.
it did, didn't it?
Yeah.
So, I don't think we can really read much into that anyway,
Yeah.
to be honest. Um, yeah, we know Barry's currently staying nearby. He's with friends who have supported
Mhm.
him that have come in from his sort of native Indiana. He's staying nearby, and as you said, they do have his phone and his vehicle. So, yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
much where we are with it, really.
I, yeah. There was one thing that I was wondering. Do you know where did it ever come from that she went on a bike ride? Did she tell someone she was going on a bike ride?
Hmm,
Or is it just because they found her bike? You know?
very true. Very
Not sure
true.
about that either.
Yeah, where did that come from? Does anybody in chat know where that came from? Because, as we now know, the daughters alerted the neighbour to go and check on Suzanne because they hadn't heard from her on Mother's Day. But of course, the initial story that went out was that Suzanne went on a bike ride and didn't come back. So
Yeah.
who started the story that Suzanne went out on a bike ride?
Right. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, maybe it's something that she did daily, and so her daughters were just thinking that, or just don't know.
Could well be, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Firefly Sun, I heard someone texted it from her phone.
Oh,
Doesn't mean it was her. Right,
they
okay.
texted it to who? One of the daughters.
Potentially, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, but again, it's difficult. This is all kind of unconfirmed information.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's all we have.
that's all we have, yeah, and that's all everyone's working off, really.
Mm,
And everyone's trying to work out what's happened. Um,
yeah.
but unfortunately, some people have just gone way too far. Um,
Yeah, filling in the gaps there with
mm.
stuff that's not true.
Yeah, I even saw on Friday certain creator they were basically copying the creators were copying certain other creators and they put the information out minutes later and say that they had. Now I even know of a creator that put up the mistress's picture and phone number or a name, sorry, a name and her picture
Okay,
of this so-called
that.
mistress,
Mm-mm.
put it up to the screen on their live. They've since deleted their live, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a big no-no right there.
God, huge no-no. How reckless.
Yeah,
How reckless is that? That's
that's
crazy.
horrible.
Mm, I mean, that's really crossing the line. I think, I think with social media, I mean, we all have a responsibility. Certainly, I, sort of, take it as a big responsibility that we have to sort of put any information out there that we have, because there's always a potential that we are going to be slightly one step ahead of mainstream media. If family,
Hmm.
pick up on the stories that we're putting out and the awareness that we're raising, and they'll reach out and maybe say stuff, and it may just be kind of a little step ahead of mainstream media. So we've got a really
Yeah.
big responsibility in that respect to be responsible with that information,
Yeah, I agree.
basically. And certainly, on this channel, I think people know we're not one to just stick stuff out there for views and for you know whatever popularity.
No,
I just don't think that really isn't the way to go. If you want to
no.
build integrity in your channel, you've got to be responsible with the information you're putting out.
Right. I mean, personally, if I want, I mean, at the point that someone puts out so much false information, I mean, how can you trust anything they're saying after that?
That's the trouble.
You know?
That is the trouble. And I've been speaking with not with like direct family members, but you know sort of slightly more distant family members that were really affected by what they heard on Friday.
Yeah,
And I just felt terrible for them because they were basically going through it like a lot of people were on YouTube.
I'm
Um,
sure. I'm sure.
yeah, and it was quite shocking and emotional to all of us. I can't imagine what it must have been for family members if they were hearing that kind of stuff.
I know it's terrible. That's really terrible. I mean, I know for me, I felt sick after the whole evening after that. So I can't imagine, and her daughters. I hope. I mean, I can't see how they wouldn't have heard it, but I hope they didn't.
Mm. I mean, it only takes a friend of theirs to see it or hear of it, and then they're like, "What the hell?" And they phone contact the daughters and tell them, and it was just a horrible, horrible situation. And
Yeah.
I just hope that people learn from that, and
Yeah. Exactly.
even the people that are coming out and putting out this stuff into Facebook groups and or go into YouTube creators like me, but go into
Mm,
them with this information and then you know
yeah.
just giving it out, not knowing what people are going to do with it. It's a little bit
Yep.
reckless and a bit dangerous. So
Yeah. People just have to think more. I mean, these are real people. These are people's family. They have feelings. I mean, you can't just do stuff like that. You can't.
no, and that's why you've just got to wait for certainly with something like that, you've just got to wait for law enforcement verification. You just can't,
Yes.
um, or unless you like happen to know the actual person or next of kin or whatever.
Right.
It's a dangerous game otherwise.
Yep.
Dangerous, dangerous game.
Very much.
Now CBS Denver they did a fly around the property and they gave some pretty good shots. It just shows you how rural this place is.
Yeah.
Let me just going to bring some up, but you just sort of see how remote this place is. It's just
Yeah. I was looking at Google
incredible.
Maps at that yesterday.
Mm,
And I flew to Seattle a couple years ago, and you have to fly right over Colorado. I never got to stop there, but it's I mean, just flying over it, you can see there's just land, 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 land. It's not like flying over other cities for sure.
no,
Other states, it's not the same. Yeah.
just
But
mountainous
a lot of,
terrain. Yeah,
yeah.
trees and trees. I mean, they got
Yeah.
like there's only like the houses are so sparse, sort of spread out. There's like three houses in a kind of huge area.
Yeah.
It probably took the neighbour 10 minutes, 5 minutes to walk to their
Yeah.
property.
It sure does.
But yeah, they took some shots. I'm just going to go through them. It just gives you an idea of how remote this place is. And I mean, I've still heard people saying there was a case. I can't remember the name of it, but there was a woman that got lost on a trailhead, very similar to this kind of situation. I think she turned up
Mm,
like 10 days later. They found her.
really?
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember the name of the case. That is off the tip of my tongue. But
Let's
you hope
see.
and pray that there could be a situation like that. People have still mentioned that there are mountain lions out in that area.
Yeah.
I find that
And
mm, I find
I
that
don't
harder to
know.
believe. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. No, sorry, I interrupted you. Sorry about that. But um yeah, I don't know how, but I'm not sure if you heard when law enforcement had said, I think it was one of the first updates they did, or one of the first ones I heard, where they said they didn't think that she was attacked by an animal. I mean, I don't know how they know that or what they're looking at there, but
Hmm. Yeah, they and I don't know whether they would have. I don't know whether they'd be capable of taking down a kind of adult, if you like. I don't know whether they're
yeah,
more
I
known
don't
for
know
attacking
either.
children. I really don't know. I probably need to look into mountain lion attacks, but I know they can get quite large. You know, the animals can
Yeah,
get quite large, but you know, it's still, as is everything, it's still a possibility.
right.
I mean, I know everybody seems to be trying to. There's so many people sticking it on Barry, right? It's I don't know. I just find it a little bit. People just need to be a bit more open-minded, I think, because we don't know
Yes,
yet. We don't know.
we don't know. No.
If he had nothing to do with it, then it's not really fair, is it? You know, what he's going
No.
through and what he's having to now endure. I mean, I know he's not got his phone, so he's probably not, to be honest, seeing any of it.
Yeah, I mean, there, a couple of things that went through my mind is it could be someone that just knew he was out of town, somebody that knew of them and maybe knew she was alone. I mean, we just you can't say because it could just be anything.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, it's like as you can see here, the area is so remote. If you were on your own and
Yeah.
somebody came and took you, who the hell are you gonna, who the hell are you gonna scream to? No one's gonna
Yeah, I
hear you,
know.
are
I
they?
mean,
No one's gonna
it's
hear you.
the
No one's gonna
no,
know.
I mean, that's the bad thing. I mean, it's so nice and they have so much privacy, but that would be the for me, that would be the scary thing about living in an area like that.
I was gonna say, how do you feel about sort of staying on your own in that remote sort of location? Would that make you feel
Mm-mm.
uneasy?
I would, yeah, definitely, definitely would. I mean, by myself, yes.
Mm. I've got some pictures of the junction as well coming up where they found the personal item. That's quite a good shot there. That really gives you a little bit of sort of scale of how remote this place
Wow.
is. It's
Mm,
the nearest neighbour's kind of quite a few hundred, yeah, quite a few hundred yards away, all the way around the road, through the trees. You don't really get
yeah.
appreciation on when you look down on Google Maps. You don't really get appreciation of all the trees, but
No,
when you get down low like that, you can really see how it's just completely surrounded.
that's crazy.
Let me just bring up
Like a
Suzanne.
castle,
Mm,
middle of nowhere. Hmm.
huge house. So I've got there are some shots here where yeah. So this is the junction that's sort of about a third of a mile away from her home. This was where they found the personal item, which of course we still don't know what this personal
What?
item is, do we?
Nope.
Now this is at the junction of, let me just go back through my case notes so I get this right. I know it's Highway 50 and it's one of the county roads, County Road 225. So that's
Oh,
where
yeah.
they found the personal item. Now, I mean, that's obviously going to be of huge significance, whatever that personal item is, right?
Yeah, right. Wonder what it is. Hmm.
I'm thinking I don't know. I mean, it could be an item of clothing, couldn't it? It could be
Yeah.
something like an Apple Watch. It could be maybe something off of her bike or a water bottle,
Hmm.
or could it be a phone? I don't know. Uh,
I mean, yeah, because I heard she left it at home, but I don't think law enforcement confirm that.
I don't think they have. Has anyone
Uh,
in chat? Does anyone know, or if they have confirmed or if they found Suzanne's phone, if she did leave it at home? Does anyone know for sure? Has it been confirmed? See a firefly's phone's dying on her. See you later,
Yeah.
Firefly.
No confirmation. Okay.
No confirmation,
Ally
no.
J. No. See, that's the thing. There's so much stuff out there that it starts mixing up what what law enforcement said and what we just heard. I mean,
Mm,
it's insane.
yeah. I mean, they are really keeping tight-lipped. I mean, even
Yeah.
some of the stuff which is sort of coming from mainstream media, also they don't really confirm what they're saying. It's always just kind
No.
of a source said or something like that.
Mhm.
And so it's like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Are you just creating a story here? There's certain papers that will do that, I know, that will just
I
create
know.
create a headline out of
And I
nothing.
mean, that's the thing. I mean, I don't know how you verify for sure. I mean, like anyone could say I'm a friend of, so and so. And I mean, I don't know.
Mm. It was kind of like the whole that John Schmidt guy kind of came out and said, oh, I worked with Barry 2 years ago, and he pushed me, and he could look kind of angry and evil. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
um,
Where
do you
did
just
you come from with
yeah, do you just not like the guy? Is that it?
Yeah. You
You
just
just
never know. Yeah, that's the thing. You
yeah.
don't ever know.
Are you just looking
People's
for
motivation.
are you just looking for a bit of kind of infamy, if you like? Do you just like to
Yeah.
stir trouble? You just don't know. It's I don't know. It's
True.
very very strange.
Like what Robin Lane, she said the lack of definitive information is a draw. Yeah, so because we don't have confirmed information, that's true. That's drawing people. I could see that drawing people in that want, whatever they're getting out of it.
Yeah.
To come in and say I knew her or I knew him or whatever.
Mm. Yeah. It does. It does. I think it was kind of almost similar to a degree in Gannon's case. They kept
Yeah.
everything close to the chest. So then it kind of makes everyone more wanting to kind of find out what's going on, doesn't it? Because it's
Yeah.
a difficult situation. I understand for law enforcement, it must be so difficult these days, particularly with social media, where you can say something to someone and 5 minutes later it's across the other side of the world. It's nuts.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, I know. And at least in Gannon's case, which that was insane and on its own. But T running around, saying everything on social media.
mm,
I mean, she was putting out the information herself that wasn't even true. So
no, that's right. No, that's right. So we just don't know, and it's so I can understand because sometimes law enforcement they do need to. I can understand they've got to protect the integrity of the case. They've got to keep everything close to their chest.
yeah.
Maybe people they're looking at they don't want to know that they don't want to know certain
Hmm.
information or s- you know scare them
Yeah.
off or let them know that they're
And I
kind of onto
mean,
them.
that leads me to believe that they are kind of focused on someone,
Mm,
because that's exactly what they did in Gannon's case too. They didn't say much at all, and come to find out, we found out later that they were focused on T the whole time. So I kind of think they have somebody in mind.
yeah, I'm thinking that way. The fact they've spent all this time at this site digging up this concrete. I can't see that they would do that for no without real solid lead, if you know what I mean. Um,
Yeah, they think it's credible, whatever information they got.
yeah, they're obviously spending a lot of time and resources there, and for me, it just seems like, well, they must know they're going to find something, right? We don't know what, but
Yeah,
surely they're going to find something. So I just hope that they don't take too long in kind
I
of
know.
letting people all address him at least somewhat what
Yeah,
they found. But
right.
I mean, I just hope and pray, like JD said, that I really do hope that Barry's not involved. I really do because
Me too.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess as a man, I want to sort of say we're not all bad and horrible like this. It's like all these men seem
Yeah.
to in Colorado as well.
Yes,
Seem to be doing this.
Colorado. Yeah,
Mm. Um,
very strange.
and also the whole mistress thing. It may turn out there's not a mistress. And I just hope it may make people think that
Right.
people just
And I
need to
mean,
calm down a little
even
bit.
Yeah, people, I mean, and even if there was, I mean, and I'm not saying there is, but even if there was a mistress, that doesn't mean that he's still guilty. I mean, that doesn't mean he committed the crime. If there
No.
was a, crime committed, that's two separate things. But
Yeah, could be completely unrelated.
yeah.
But I do know that this woman, I believe she came, the one particular woman that they went after, she worked with him. She works with him,
Mm-hmm.
and she has really, come out fighting and said, look, this is wrong. I work with him, and she's standing her ground and basically
Yeah, I
telling
mean,
everyone where to
she's
go.
defending herself, which I hope that doesn't bring more onto her. But I mean, you would want to. I mean, I could imagine what she's been getting. I mean,
Mm, crazy situation, isn't it?
yeah,
To come to that, but people just are insane on Facebook. I've noticed,
they
particularly on Facebook, they just seem to be, oh, I don't know, just so kind of savage. I feel like.
nobody minds. Yeah, they just attack somebody, and I mean, just say anything. And I mean, it's unbelievable to watch. Really, it is.
Mm,
Adults acting this way. I
yeah,
mean,
and often you've got, well, you don't know, but sometimes there are known family members in these groups, and you don't know who's watching these groups either.
no,
But people just don't seem to care. They just put anything down, and
I know.
it is shocking. Sorry, one thing I forgot to mention was I know when this case started to evolve, and I've heard it a few times, and because they're now at a construction site, it's made me think of it again. But did you hear there was mention of some construction worker, possibly, who they were looking at? They're like an immigrant or something?
Um, I never saw that, but someone had mentioned that to me that they saw that, but I
Mm,
did never see it. But I didn't look for it either.
no.
It might have been Firefly. I'm not sure. It was somebody, but yeah, I don't know. And then I think too, didn't aren't a lot of the homes around there like Airbnbs?
Yeah, that's right. So all of the neighbouring properties, as I understand, are all kind of Airbnb properties. So there could be anyone
Mhm.
and everybody living in those properties at any one time,
Yeah,
which
that's true.
just gives it another layer of possibility that there could be someone strange in the area, right? Uh,
Yep.
you just don't know. As I say, it's so remote out there. Like you said, you wouldn't feel safe there uh,
Mm-mm.
on your own
Not
uh,
alone. No.
because it's so remote. And it looks like at the moment we don't know, but she may well have been on there on her own. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, we can't confirm where the daughters were.
No. And
So I don't know. Let's see if anything news come in. I don't know. Is it worth having a quick look to see if anything
read.
news being released?
Yeah, I had seen too that okay, so the nephew, I believe it was, he had started a page in the beginning, and he had started a GoFundMe to help with like searches,
Hmm.
and you know, and he stepped away, for whatever reason, and then he had put it in Barry's mother's name, and people have been attacking his mother, on her Facebook, from what I heard. I think she might have disabled her Facebook page at this point.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's insane.
yeah,
Yeah, I know because people have sort of been saying that everything's gone quiet. But it may well be that family and stuff are just staying away from everyone because
they're probably like, enough already. I mean, all of this just went crazy so
mm,
fast,
yeah, it did. I can't remember a case this bad, to be perfectly honest with you.
this
Um,
fast.
yeah, it's
Mm-mm.
just been, insane. Barry did it. He's mad. He's got anger issues. He's crazy. And there's the mistress. Where's
Yeah,
the mistress? Where's the mistress? There she is. There she is. And then there's four names come up. Four mistresses' names
right.
I've seen. It's
I
like,
mean,
well,
what
hang
is
on a
that?
minute.
Any female that works for him? Or, I mean, I don't know where people are coming up with this stuff, but I mean, for the family's sake, I mean, for a lot of reasons, but, so I don't want to, it's horrible that they would have to continue to go through all of this speculation and all of this. Hopefully they have they're not seeing it anymore. But, you know, I think this will continue to happen until we get something definitive.
Yeah, I agree. I think I just hope that law enforcement put some kind of statement out very soon, just to, quash
Yeah.
some of these rumors and have, what have you, whether they're true or not. I think
Yep.
you know, people just, and I mean, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because, you know, one person will say, well, the public deserve to know, the public deserves to know everything. You know, is there a
Mm-mm.
crazy person out there? What, we need to know. We're the public, we deserve to know. And on the other hand, it's kind of like, do you really deserve to know everything straight
No.
away? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, I mean, I understand their point, but I mean, the police. I have trust that the police will know what they're doing, and I think that if they're keeping stuff quiet, they have a reason for that. And
mm,
I think if they thought, the public was in danger, they would say so.
yeah, yeah. It does worry me that they have spent the whole weekend digging in concrete at
Yeah,
this place. That does concern me, I must admit.
me too.
I just really hope that, they haven't found they haven't found something horrible, or whatever, where we just don't know. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see, to be perfectly
Mm,
honest.
yeah,
Um, but someone was just saying, is there anything happened that's not been talked about yet? I don't think so. I think that's pretty much as much as we know at the moment, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
It's pretty much as
I'm
much
sure
as we
there's
know.
some things that have been talked about, but no true things.
There was one thing I know that it's been confirmed to me by a few people, but there's no basement at that house. So
Right.
when this friend came out and said, you know, she'd been shot in the basement, there is no
Yeah,
basement in that house. So I don't quite know what's going
I
on
heard
there.
that too.
Yeah.
And then I heard someone saying that maybe they were talking about the garage, and I'm like, no. I mean, that's not common. I mean, I've never heard someone call a basement a garage, so I don't know about that, but
No, I guess we'll just have to. And I've also heard she's actually suffered breast cancer twice, so she's obviously a very strong woman.
yeah,
I mean, she's
yeah,
a gorgeous woman, isn't she? She's
she is.
very
She's
pretty, very
beautiful.
smart. Um, it's just we just got to keep praying that she's all right. There's some kind of weird situation that's happened. She's got lost,
Yeah,
or um, I don't know, she's fallen somewhere. They can't find her, or that maybe if someone has taken her, that at least she's safe, and she's going to come
yeah,
home safely. That's all we can hope for at
that
this
would be
point.
the best outcome at this point. Yeah, I mean, I pray they do find her safe and
Mm, that would be, a good outcome considering, what could
yeah.
happen. What are your thoughts about the reward that was put up? Because some people have questioned, why that was such a high reward so soon. Did
Hmm.
that raise any suspicions with you, or have you ever seen that
Um,
before, where such a large reward's been put up so soon?
No, I have not. I have not. And I know he had put up, and they didn't say who, but I know he put up 100,000, right? And then they said someone, another family member or
Yeah.
family friend or something, somebody, put up the other 100, but I haven't. That did seem a little weird to me. I mean, maybe if he has plenty of money, maybe he thought if somebody had kidnapped her. I just don't know what to think about that, but I did think it was weird.
Mm. There's some, I
Yeah,
think, yeah, I think it was Barry's put up 100K, and like say a family friend. Some people were sort of saying, "Oh, I bet it was the nephew." Can't remember his
yeah.
name. There's
Oh
even
yeah,
people pointing fingers at him, and
yeah. I saw that.
some people are saying, "Oh, well, maybe they've made it so high because they know that, you know, they're never going to have to pay it because she's never coming home." People just seem to be
I mean,
questioning everything.
yeah. I mean, you see stuff like that, and then it crosses through. You mean you're thinking, well, really? I don't know. I mean, just so much stuff is out there. I mean, so none of us can. We don't know him, and we don't really know his motivation. I mean, I don't know, but it does seem strange. That's all I can say. I've never seen. that before, where there was so much money put up in the beginning like that.
Yeah, that is quite interesting. Just going back to what we were
Yeah.
talking about earlier. So, for anyone who didn't see it earlier, there is one of the FBI agents that's got a Safe Streets Task Force top on, um, and they normally deal with stuff like human trafficking, extortion, firearms, that kind of stuff. Now, we don't know whether this has got any relevance, whether he's just helping out other agents, departments helping out each other. We don't know, but it's interesting. It raises the possibility they could be looking for a firearm or something, doesn't it? Or a weapon or
Yeah.
something like that. We say we just don't know. Like we said at the start, we just don't know. So, but that's
Um.
pretty much all we can bring at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's basically all of, well, and even all of that's not confirmed, but that's the majority of things that we've heard over and over. Um. Hmm. I
Yeah.
wonder if he had any idea in his mind, if maybe there's somebody that he might have had an idea that didn't like him or would have a reason to do something. I don't know. And
Hmm.
that's why he offered such a high, maybe he was thinking this, if he had an idea, like maybe someone's doing something for a reason, maybe somebody did something to get back at him for some reason, then I could see him, why he would have done something like that. If he had the money, then sure, put it up if you, think that someone would bring her back. I mean,
Hmm. Yeah. I mean,
but
yeah. Does he have?
other than
Yeah. Does he
that,
have enemies? Does he have enemies? I suppose that's sort of what you're
yeah,
saying, isn't it? Really? Yeah.
yeah. Because really, I mean, everything that, other than that one man, which you said his name a minute ago, I can't think of his name, but that one that got in the fight with him, no one's really said anything bad about him. I mean, most people have said he was a nice guy
Mm. Yeah.
from what I read.
Yeah. We don't know. It's pointless trying to put someone in a really bad light if you
Yeah,
don't have proper evidence of them being able to
right.
do that. I just find it just silly. I just find it a bit pointless, really.
Yeah,
Um,
unless you know them personally, then, I mean,
yeah, even if they've potentially got things in their past that you know you would kind of raise eyebrows at. I think at this point, until you know what's happened to Suzanne, it's kind of you shouldn't really be spitting it out
no.
there. And a lot of people are throwing a lot of stuff like that at Barry, particularly on Facebook. And you
Yeah,
know,
there's just no reason for it because if he is guilty, then law enforcement will find that out. And that, it's not our job to take care of that. So,
no, that's right. It's, so people just got to stay a little bit more balanced. I think I
yeah.
think that's important until you know more, because you just don't know. You've absolutely no idea exactly what's happened. We're all guessing.
No.
Someone just asked, I'll put it to you. Do you think that Suzanne may have run away?
I don't because I mean, I don't know what her relationship was with her daughters, but I mean, it seems to me like, her daughters were trying to get in touch with her. I mean, they knew she, they had been trying to get in touch with her for a couple of days, it sounds like. I mean, so it seems like they talked frequently, and I don't think a mother would take off and leave her daughters like that.
No, that's very true. I find that difficult to believe as well that she wouldn't contact her daughters and let them know she's okay, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Even if they're adults, or one of them is an adult, but one of them's not, right? I still don't think so. I mean, she would at least let them know something. I don't think she would make them worry like that.
yeah, yeah. I don't think she would have just run off like that, and I really don't.
No.
Um, you know, what I do find concerning is the bike, kind of where the bike was left. It just seems odd that the bike would be there and where she's completely gone. That does sort of worry me that
Yeah.
maybe it was planted there, or
Hmm.
it just seems a bit odd, doesn't it?
That's kind of what I was thinking. And I mean, which we don't know if it's true about the text being sent from her phone. But if there is any truth to that, then it makes it especially look strange, like it might have been staged, you know.
Yeah, and we don't know for sure if the brakes were blocked or broke or whatever.
No,
Uh,
no.
we just
Yeah, they did. The police never said what condition her bike was in, right? I don't think they did. I think the everything that we got about the bike was just kind of speculation from what.
that's right. Yeah, we don't know. That's the other confusing thing because when they initially, this case started to break, they put out that Suzanne was last seen wearing her green cycle helmet. I remember seeing the pictures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
So I think from the beginning, law enforcement have even had a little bit of sort of conflicting information, if you like, has been given to them initially before they've put out the missing
mm-hmm.
posters, doesn't it? That's what it looks like anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I'm wondering if because it was her, her daughters, well, we don't know, but we'll say her daughters weren't there because the story, I mean, if this is true, that her daughters had called the neighbor
Yeah,
and the neighbor, we know for sure the neighbor is the one that called
I'm
911.
pretty sure. I mean, the as sure as you
Um,
can be of the Daily Mail. Well, I think it was the Daily Mail that put it out, but I can't imagine they would put that out. They had, pictures of the neighbour. I imagine they've gone to speak to her. So
yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's true.
So maybe it's just that if the neighbor was speaking with the daughters, then maybe the daughter said, "Oh, is her bike helmet there in the garage?" It could have been something like that. But like we know, she always keeps her helmet here, and maybe the neighbor says, "No, it's not there." Maybe that's where it came from. We just don't really know where it is coming from, but
Mm,
could very well be something like that.
yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess we're just going to have to sort of wait for some more information, really. I think we've pretty much
Yeah,
covered everything that's sort of being put out there. I don't know if anyone in chat's got any questions they'd like to ask. We can see if we know the answers. Like I say, I think that's pretty much up to date as well as far as information that's come out today.
yeah,
Like I say, they've said very little. They did say that they would, once the search is finished, they will put out a statement to say what they haven't found.
yeah,
So, like you say, hopefully maybe that will be after the bank holiday weekend.
yeah, and hopefully that'll put a rest to some of the speculation at very least.
Mm, yeah. So someone said, how reliable was the news about the polygraph? So it's from a couple of people that I'm speaking to. They're sort of not directly, they're not kind of direct family members, but they are kind of extended family members. So, and I've
Yeah,
heard it from a few other people. So, I mean, take that for what you will, really. That's all I can say to that, really, I guess. But
yeah.
um,
Yes.
yeah, I'd be surprised if somebody would make that up. To be honest, not something I think that somebody would just make up. Um,
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was confirmed at very least that the neighbor was the one that called 911, right? We just don't know the part about the daughters,
yeah, we just don't know the exact
how it
how
happened.
it happened, or because initially I believe I heard that she called at around 5:46 p.m. or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
like I say, we don't know when Suzanne supposedly went for this bike ride.
Yeah,
We've got real
there is no
no
timeline.
timeline. There's no timeline. No, from the 8th when they're asking for surveillance footage to um, the sort of 10th when she disappeared. We don't have any timeline, do we, at all, really?
No, no,
The
we
closest
don't.
No, closest thing
So
we have is that neighbour that has said that they went to check on her and she wasn't there. That's it.
yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm thinking. I mean, that's really all. I mean, all we know is that she went missing sometime in between whenever whoever spoke to her last, which maybe it was her daughters. I don't know. And then
Mm.
when the neighbor reported her missing. That's really.
Yeah, yeah. There's no. This is the last sighting of her. This is where she was. There's no, resident
No
camera
one saw
footage.
her.
No one seems to have seen her at all. There's no pictures of her like
And
you see
we
some people.
no. And we don't really even know. I know that law enforcement had asked for the neighbors and everyone to keep the camera footage from the 8th to the 12th, like you said. But we don't know if they've gotten any yet or seen any, or I mean, we don't know seen anything. I mean,
No, because
they haven't said.
they have asked specifically for all sort of local residents to check, everything, security cameras, game. A lot of people have uh, deer cameras and stuff like that out there, I guess, or animal,
Yeah.
game cameras, that kind of stuff. We've heard nothing. No one's come forward that we know and has said,
Mm-mm.
"Look, I've got this footage of, you know, Suzanne leaving on X date." Nothing. There's nothing like that. So, like I say, there's
No,
no timeline, nothing.
nothing. And I saw something that was kind of interesting though, where that law enforcement had said for the neighbors not to send the footage to them, that they would come to them and get it. So I
Uh,
don't know.
yeah,
That was odd,
asking to
but
store it, kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah, like someone said in chat asking to store door cam footage as well. Yeah, you would think they would be. Well, you think they'd be going to everybody though, wouldn't you, in the area and
Hmm.
looking.
Yeah.
Really?
Which maybe, I don't know, because we just don't know what they know right now. I don't know.
No, unless they're banking on people looking through their footage and calling them if they find anything. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. And with it being so remote, I mean, but still, someone, if she left from her house on a bike, somebody, whether she did or didn't, or however she left, somebody's gonna have something on that. Everybody has cameras these days, so
Yeah, the only thing I can think is that it's such a remote area,
yeah.
that she hasn't passed any. It doesn't look like she has to pass any neighbouring properties, if you know what I mean, to
Yeah.
reach where she was going. It's just so remote out there that she could potentially hit the trails and be off without anybody
That's right.
seeing
How
her.
was it? Yeah, that's true.
It's it's very odd. So yeah, there you go, guys. I mean, really, just to sort of recap then, for confirmation of all the stuff that we don't know. Um,
Yeah.
so we still doesn't look like anybody saw Suzanne leave for the bicycle ride. Nobody actually saw her. We still don't know what the personal item is that they found near her home. They're
Mm-mm.
still searching the family home, as far as we understand. We have seen them, pictures of them taking out evidence bags and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
As far as we know, Barry was away in Denver on a training course as a voluntary firefighter. He's currently staying in, we know this, he's currently staying near relatives nearby. They've got possession of his phone and his vehicle.
Yeah.
It was Suzanne's daughters that asked the neighbour to check on Suzanne after they couldn't get hold of her on Mother's Day. I'm pretty sure we know
Mhm.
that. They were away on a
Yeah.
camping trip in,
Yeah. In Idaho.
in Idaho. They have been this weekend searching residential building site on the south. I'll just get the map up actually, just to show everyone exactly where they've been searching.
What kind of vehicle does he have? Do you know?
We don't know. We do not know what. Yeah, we don't know. As far as I know, we don't.
Just curious.
We don't know. Is anybody in chat know? I've had no information yet about any vehicles whatsoever.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I was just curious if maybe it
Hmm.
had GPS, but um,
I mean, obviously they've got his vehicles. Obviously he drives, but I don't know whether it's a work vehicle, whether it's his own vehicle. I don't know if Suzanne
yeah,
has a vehicle. Don't know.
I know. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about what kind of vehicles or how many they had. I just heard they had his vehicle, but not anything about what type it was or.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, just going to show you here on Google Maps. So this is their, this is where their house is. So I'm sure quite a few of you familiar. So this is sort of west of a place called Maysville. So it's actually west
Yeah.
of Salida. Or Salida. I think it's about 15 miles west. So this is their house. I mean, you can see there how far away the neighbours' houses are.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I mean, it'd be, if she goes out, I mean, there's South Arkansas River there, so she above her house, so she can't really go out that way. If she follows the pathway from her house, then she's not really gonna directly
So it
pass
would have
anyone.
been.
That would be the closest or the nearest house that the road passes by. Would be
Yeah.
that house there,
Yeah.
and then she's kind of
So,
up onto the Highway 50 from there, really, or on that county road. So it's very likely that nobody really sees anybody, to be perfectly honest, if they don't
yeah,
want
you're
if
right.
they don't want to, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, really, that one house is the only.
mm, only one that would have potentially have seen her.
Mhm. Yeah.
So the actual place where they're digging it's on the southeast corner of Salida. So it's a place down here. Hopefully I can find it.
Yeah.
I had it marked
Um,
in. Bear me one second. I had it marked in, but it's right on a riverfront.
uh-huh. Yeah, the Arkansas River. Um, let me see.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. So
Got it.
so yeah, it's if I just pan out, you'll be able to see. So that's the main. There's
Yeah.
Salida there, and it's just kind of down here on the southeast corner, and it's just off a place called Vanderveer Road, and we're pretty certain, aren't we, that it's here? I'm pretty certain anyway. It's in
Yeah.
this area here.
Yeah.
So you got the Arkansas River right behind, and if you look at one of the images of the where they've been searching, actually it's not that one. It's a different one. Let me find the one I want. Yeah, so this image here. So I don't know if you can see, but there's like see that white roofed building?
Yes.
And on the right hand side, and there's a kind of tree there and this area in here. So if you compare that to Google Maps, then you can
Mm-hmm.
see this white roofed building here. Here's the
Yeah.
trees. So this area here was obviously, and this point this was taken was, it's green. There's obviously a building there, but it seems that
Yeah, I
now,
did read they had tore down two buildings, some sort of structures
yeah,
in that area.
that makes absolute sense. And so yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically where it is. So like I say, it's sort of southeast of the main town or city of Salida. So I guess we'll just have to wait to hear if they found anything. Hopefully it won't be too long.
I
Um,
know that. Yeah.
so just
Praying for
to,
her and
yeah, absolutely. So just to confirm what we know, so as I say, it's a site that Barry started work there. They reckon about 2 weeks ago, which would have been around the weekend of Mother's Day. A neighbour to that site was aware that work was going on there, and they've obviously called that in as a tip. They're obviously aware that Barry was contracted to work at that site. It sounds like
yeah.
obviously there are other people working with him there. It's on
Mhm.
the riverfront. FBI, CBI, Chaffee County Sheriff's Office been sifting through buckets of dirt and rubble and what have you. They have dug quite a big size out of concrete block out of the ground. And they say that the reason for the search is due to information developed during the case, basically. Um, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all they've said. They haven't, as we say, we don't know what they found yet at all.
No. Nope. Just that information led them there.
Hmm.
We don't know what. Yeah, and we don't even know. They haven't shown any updated pictures. It's like there's been no media there for the last couple of days. If you notice that, they
Mm,
haven't. I mean, I didn't see any pictures of any of the searches yesterday or
no,
today so far.
I think they probably blocked off the
So,
area. They maybe got media back at a distance.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, but it is worrying that they've been there the whole weekend. I can't imagine that they're not going to find anything, if you know what I mean. It just seems,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because you think
Yeah,
about that when they were doing all the searches for Gannon, when they're out, you know,
yeah,
by the roadside and what have you, they obviously found that particle board with the blood on it. So,
yeah, and yeah, exactly. And we all, we didn't know then what they were looking for, and we didn't know when they found anything. So
mm, it just seems a lot of time and resource to spend in one place, doesn't it, searching?
yeah,
But
I
we
think
don't
they
know.
must have a pretty something that they feel sure about to be there for as long as they have.
Yeah. So we'll wait to hear, and we'll let you guys know as soon as we know anything. We've constantly got our eyes on what's going on the story. As I say, it's continuing to develop all the time. I just hope that it doesn't hit a standstill after this, and
Yeah, I
there's a kind
know.
of a silence afterwards and no developments.
Yeah,
That would
that would be bad. That would be horrible, especially
mm,
for our daughters. Um, yeah, I hope that they find out something soon. Either way, that they get some answers. Of course, I pray it's better news, good news.
yeah,
But yeah, thank you guys. Everybody's saying thank you. So have a good weekend, got everybody.
yeah. Have a great weekend, guys. The last I heard, I did Barry. I heard that because when it was breaking, the speculative story about the body in the concrete, what have you. Um, I was hearing that Barry was with his daughters and his pastor, so I thought
Mm-hmm.
that kind of strange that all that was going on, and Barry hadn't been arrested, and I still find that difficult to believe. That he wouldn't
Yeah.
he wouldn't be a free man right now if all his information that's out there was true. I find that hard to believe, but
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, but whatever it is or whoever it is, if they have somewhat of an idea, they just don't have enough evidence
it's true.
on whoever. But
Mm.
hopefully they will soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully soon, guys. So, well, thanks for joining me, Kim. That's great.
You're welcome.
It's always good to have your input, and we'll see all you guys uh, very soon. I'm sure if we hear anything, we'll obviously let you all know as soon as we know.
Helen said, please let us know if nothing happens.
Yeah, we'll let you know
Okay.
everything that we'll let you know everything that nobody really knows, confirmed or anything.
Right. Yeah. All right, thanks, guys. Everybody have a good weekend. Bye,
Yeah.
Chris.
Thanks, Kim. Bye. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Yeah. So thanks again, Kim. Yeah, we'll let everyone know all the information that is unconfirmed and that we don't really know. But no, no, we'll obviously keep you guys updated with what's going on. But in the meantime, let's just keep praying for Suzanne's safe return. Everyone seems to be consigned to the fact that they're going to find a body and it's going to be Barry. We don't know, guys. We just don't know. Nobody knows yet. Nobody knows. And so people really need to stop and think and have a bit of respect for the family and the friends because they could be hearing stuff for the first time when you're putting stuff out there, you know, on any social media platform. They could be seeing it for the first time. So to them, it could be very real and very true. So, until you know for sure, I think people just need to be a bit more wary and think about what they're saying. But yeah, thank you guys. Hope if you can hit the like button on the way out, that would be great. It's always good to know we've got good support behind the channel. It helps the analytics of YouTube as well. We've got a Facebook group as well, so I'll put that under the video. So make sure you have a look and join our Facebook group. Going to be doing a few things on there as well. So yeah, make sure you join that. But in the meantime, I hope you all have a great weekend. I know in the US it's Memorial Weekend, so I hope you all have a great weekend. I hope you have great weather. We've actually got nice weather here at the moment in the UK. It's a bit windy, but it's sun's out at least. It's supposed to be nice next week as well, so that'll be should be a nice week. So I hope it's a nice week for everyone. But in the meantime, take care, stay safe, as I now always say. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and thanks for joining us. And we'll keep you updated with this story, of course, as soon as we know anything. So thank you to True Helper. Thank you, Firefly.